The best episode from each season of Yellowstone. It's been 6 months since Yellowstone ended, but the universe that was so meticulously created by Taylor Sheridan is still high up in the news cycle. With numerous spin-offs, sequels, and prequels waiting to happen, the Yellowstone universe is becoming bigger and bolder, and no one's really complaining. It was created to have characters who deserve a spin-off and, moreover, to be rewatched again and again to notice new things about the viewer's favorite characters and plots. Yellowstone ended after 5 seasons, with the 5th divided into 2 parts and 53 episodes, and each season gave us some of the show's best highs and lows. On average, Season 5 is the lowest, while Season 4 is the highest rated and most watched. Still, every best episode from each season of Yellowstone is a fan favorite and a great progression of the show's thrilling story. The Unraveling, Part 2-inch. Season 1, Episode 9-inch. The Unraveling, Part 2, is the continuation of Episode 8, and it's an explosive and powerful finale of Yellowstone's first season. This episode defines the Duttons for the audience and shows what they're willing to do for the family and the ranch. It also helps viewers learn more about each of the Duttons' personalities, with John, Kevin Costner, being the ultimate patriarch, politician, and protector, Jamie, Wes Bentley, standing out as a villain, Beth, Kelly Riley, stepping in as a form of chaotic good, and Case, Luke Grimes, being the only real embodiment of a cowboy amid all the bureaucratic work that happens on Yellowstone. This episode also shows how important Rip Kohlhauser is to the ranch, who is like John's right-hand man, brother, and son all at the same time. Rip quickly becomes a fan favorite and is one of the coolest characters in Yellowstone. The Season 1 finale signals that the family has a lot of issues, especially with Beth and John being the only Duttons to sit down and eat at the family table. Beth is torn because of her family falling apart and the thought that John will be gone one day. She scorns him for having a large dining table, but John tells her that the table doesn't matter. Having a place at it does. This episode has the highest ranking out of all in Season 1 on IMDb. In terms of viewership, it was the second most watched after the season premiere during the show's airing. Resurrection Day. Season 2, Episode 7-inch. Resurrection Day is one of the most explosive and intense episodes of Yellowstone and shows the lengths John's rivals, the Beck brothers, are willing to go to. The episode also deepens Beth and Rip's relationship, gives Jamie a more human and vulnerable dimension, and shows John as a more sympathetic family man. There are 2 contrasting themes happening: revenge and peace. Jamie tries to commit suicide, which Beth openly encourages, but John stops him at the last minute. Case, his wife Monica, Kelsius Bill, and son Tate move to Yellowstone after Monica goes back to Case. Tate and John bond over their mutual love of horses. John gives up his own luxuries for the sake of his son and grandson's comfort. The more explosive side of the episode follows Beth, who gets a visit from Malcolm Beck, Neil McDonough. Malcolm threatens Beth over some land and sends men to her office to kill her. She puts up a fight and manages to contact Rip before anything happens. An intense, painful, and chilling struggle between Beth and her attackers shows she's not the kind of woman to back down or express fear. When Rip shows up and saves her, they declare their love for each other. This episode makes Beth a strong contender for fan favorite and one of the show's best characters. Her fear, though felt as present, never shows. Resurrection Day is the most watched episode of Season 2, totaling live and streaming. The World is Purple. Season 3, Episode 10-inch. The World is Purple is an interesting episode, and it's the highest rated on IMDb among all the Season 3 episodes. It's the season finale, and there's an escalation of the already tense relationship between the Duttons and their enemies, as well as an escalation of Jamie's hostility toward the Duttons. Since Jamie was adopted, he spends most of his time with his biological father, who convinces him to get rid of John in order to sell the ranch. Plenty of other political players get inside John, Beth, and Case's heads, with Case even considering running for governor. A coordinated attack on all 3 happens at the final moments of the episode, leaving things on a cliffhanger, which was likely a nightmare to anyone who watched all the episodes airing once a week. The episode explores how politics and Yellowstone are inevitably connected and how the ranch is a point of conflict for a lot of parties. This makes John Dutton and his family prime targets for many contenders for the land. The final moments of The World is Purple show that, as well as the lengths many opponents of the Duttons are willing to go to. Beth's office is bombed, John is the target of a gun attack, and Case is attacked and shot at in his office. Rip calls Jamie, asking for help, but Jamie cuts ties here, claiming he's no longer interested in helping the family get out of such situations. This also defines Jamie as the next likeliest antagonist in the next couple of seasons. Half the Money. Season 4, Episode 1, and just as Season 3 ends with The World is Purple, Season 4 begins with Half the Money, continuing directly where the Season 3 finale left viewers. John is still alive, but he is shot somewhere on the road. Case fights back, and Beth is, luckily, unharmed. The episode is cut by a flashback to 1893 when the Duttons arrived on the ranch. It then cuts to 2 months after the incident, when Beth draws her battle axe on Jamie, believing he was behind the attacks. The family counts their losses and moves on from another attack on their land, with the help of fearless Rip, who handles an angry rattlesnake, and even Thomas Rainwater, Gil Birmingham, the chief of the Broken Rock Tribe Confederation. Beth also meets Carter, Finn Little, in this episode, who later becomes like a son to Beth and Rip. She takes him to Yellowstone after his father dies from a drug overdose, and the show even ends with Beth, Rip, and Carter moving to their own ranch. Not to cut ahead, though, in the Season 4 premiere, we get to see some loose ends tied and other opportunities open. It's a well-written episode that deals with the more fiery side of the Duttons. Their lives are obviously no longer just casual. They're in danger a lot more than they're not, and this is what causes a lot of psychological changes in each. John becomes colder, Case grows up, Beth is angrier, and Jamie is a lot more detached. Season 4 strongly signals the final moments of the Duttons being a unit and the increasing decay of their family ties plagued by survival, anger, and greed. A Knife and No Coin. Season 5, Episode 8. Part 1. Season 5 was divided into 2 parts, and the first had 8 episodes and the other 6. In the first part of Season 5, Episode 8, A Knife and No Coin stands out as the best. It's one of the final escalations between Beth and Jamie, as Beth is adamant about getting rid of him. At the same time, it's Jamie's fight to win, as he seems to have collected a lot of counter-evidence for every Beth's move. He knows her well and has anticipated her moves, including her suggestion to kill him and have him dumped in the uncharted territory they call the train station.